check. Looks like we have a signal. Won't be too long today, probably be about 10-15 minutes. Hope you're doing good today. Hope you're keeping cool in the UK. The heat's been on out here. Wanted to quickly start off and say, don't want to get into it too much, but just to quickly say, it's a shame that the same type of collective hive mind, situations that keep happening, and when it does happen concerning Zach and these other people, just like be it Chaotic Truth, even though we can kind of see he does actually know, I think we think he's playing the game, but you get a lot of people that will basically, as I pointed out before, they will say, oh, what's the point of these numbers? You haven't stopped any Jesuits or this and that. They always like to come out with these type of remarks as if to say that it doesn't hold value or merit, regardless if the powers that shouldn't be are still doing their thing. As if to say the organic side and all the stuff, that I harp on about concerning, how the numbers that are allocated with an individual, like all the knife crime stuff, this thing, that thing. And it's just a shame, man, that these people will have these type of fallouts and be on the bandwagon that they're on. And as I say, just recently, Zach was shouting out this channel, Architects of Humanity. And I'm pretty sure he puts out stuff to do with the numbers as well. So I'm pretty sure he knows that there's a part of it that does hold merit. But then when it comes back to the sports and the stuff that people may pick at to do with Zach and blah, 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 whether he backtracks or double speaks or the bet or a thing that he put out. And as I say, I don't follow the sports. And at the same time, I'm not somebody that I've already pointed out, listen, I hear what people are saying. Again, I'm not somebody that's drunk the Gematria Kool-Aid, and I think the sun, shines out of Zach's ass, so to speak. Although I will always still give him his due when it comes to, wow, he brought this forth. And then, of course, the community, we've all been doing. And as I say, it's just a damn shame that it's just the same reoccurrence. Whether it's people that don't band together properly. My point is as well, just look at my videos that I put out to do with the collective hive mind, and or catch videos that I've spoken on this before. Right? Or if you catch it, like in a video now, it's not in the title, but I'm just quickly saying, X, Y, Z or whatever. But my point is, again, why is it they don't never, include and note these extra layers, what I will talk about, what Dr. Savage will show and say, etc. Like, these are amazing, tougher than Teflon points that will aid and give alleviation in your mind, And again, he put out I think what started it between them two the other day, I think he had basically like a picture that had a shape on it, Architects of Humanity, in his thumbnail. Basically a shape, and it's like a from one angle, when the light hits from the shadow, it will look like a circle, from the other side a triangle, from the other side a square or whatever. And basically, obviously there's different perspective viewpoints, right? From what one person might see. Somebody might see 2, somebody might see 3, right? And as I say, regardless of the powers that shouldn't be, obviously, more than likely, there's something else that's also controlling them. As I've said before, they're invoking a lot of demonic entities and whatnot, and or egregors, if you may. And I'm pretty sure Zach's even had a recent thumbnail and show about it as well. And as I say, because not many people take the time to see what I'm pointing at or know what I've been saying, they may even think that, as I say, that I think that the sun shines out of Zach's ass when that's not the case. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, it's just a damn shame. So as I say, Architects of Humanity recently put out a video, I think yesterday, that was called, and in the thumbnail, basically saying, can Gematria cause psychosis? Now, I will quickly say, because, and I'm not saying that he's not going to do some due diligence on my side, because I did leave a message on the video before the can Gematria cause psychosis, what he put up. I can't remember what the other one was, but if you go to his last slide before can Gematria create psychosis, my point is, what I'm trying to say is, even if you wanted to say that, or even say that from my angle, my point is, it's the same for CT and his panelists. It's the same for, as I could say, you're going to have, some of your panelists over there. You know what I mean? That where you are so fixated and stuck on a specific type of focal point where you think, oh yeah, those areas can cause blah blah blah, and look what you're doing to the person, and blah 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 blah. Type of psychosis, when you don't realize that you're also in a type of, you know what I mean? Because you haven't, your mind hasn't got that expansion, from what you say, from what you're talking about. You know what I mean? Again, I'm not saying that you might not have some valid points, but I'm saying you're not adding some additional valuable parts of the dynamics and aspects that go in with this number stuff. You know what I mean? Be it organic or the nefarious side. So again, if you do your due diligence and go through some more videos, Architect of Humanity, Topsy, yeah, you had the other one, Mr. X, And as we pointed out before, just because, Gematria is Hebrew and it's in another language, or how, as I'm saying, a spell is a spell. All right? Words, spelling, casting spells. So regardless whether, the letters behind, the numbers behind the letters or whatever, and that isopsophy or whatever, and Greek, Hebrew, whatever. Okay, fine. As I will say to Cuts One, right? Who's in my thumbnail in the headlock. Yeah. So I almost came on that live the other night. I was going to do a quick surprise and say, hey man, why are you getting online again, getting bent out of shape all fast and furious? Why don't you go and scour and brush your teeth all fast and furious? Again, I'm not even going to say that he might not have a couple of points that I agree with. But my point is, at the end of the day, regardless of whatever language, right? Obviously, there's a way that, how can I say it? Words create worlds. So obviously, each tent, house, matrices can be built, so to speak. Spell casting can be done. Why is that so hard to grasp the simple concept of, obviously, that's what's happening? I don't get it. I do, it's rhetorical. Again, case in point, psychosis. So as I say, have you checked your own, again, looked in the mirror, introspection for yourself and whatnot? And as I said, I don't want to harp on too much. I've spoken enough about that right about now, and I've spoke about it enough through time and time again. But anyway, let's get on to the show right now. It's only going to be a quick one, be about 10 minutes here. You can follow along with the situation of your show notes I just posted on the community wall. We've got the Brit influencer girl apparently stabbed her boyfriend to death in Dubai. All right, Brooke George, age 23, from the UK, Gravesend, Kent, saying that she could face the death penalty via firing squad. Yeah, she killed William Treby, who's 26 years old, at an apartment in the United Emirates. All right, we'll just quickly on slide one here. And it reminded me, I know I've looked into it before. I'll probably re-look into it again because I can't remember stuff off the top. But it come into my mind, right? What was her name? Go to slide 2. And you know what I'm talking about? Courtney Clenny, right? Courtney Clenny, real name Courtney Taylor, who killed her boyfriend, Christian Obama Selly, right? She stabbed him in the chest at a hotel in America. American couple. I think she was like a OF model. And yeah, not to go into it all, but when I was reading about, as I say, the Dubai situation with this Brooke George girl, you know, in my mind I was like, oh, you remember the other situation there? And the guy that got stabbed to death, Christian, his age is 27. Again, knife 27. I mean, give me a break. As I say, I'm pretty sure I've gone over this before, but I may recheck it in later days in the week or whatever. And I may do a probably another video about it, because I'm pretty sure I've covered it before briefly or something. But yeah, I just thought I'd just quickly chuck that for slide 2. Now, if you go over to slide 3, a bit more about the British TikToker accused of killing her boyfriend in Dubai has still not been allowed to see a lawyer 5 days after her arrest. As the campaign warns, I cannot overstate how concerned I am. Brooke George, 23, from Gravesend, Kent, could face death by firing squad, if convicted of murdering Bill Treby, aka William Treby. I really can't stand this whole Bill Will, and I know there's some other names and other things, or places in the world, and it's like, okay, it's that, but then it's got the nicknames that. It's like, okay, Richard, but Rich, his nickname's Dick. So how is Dick Rich? I mean, give me a break. It's annoying. Is his name Bill or is it Will? William? You know what I mean? Like, how is Bill Will? I don't understand this. Like, I really don't. It's just like, what the hell? Anywho, so again, it happened in an apartment in United Arab Emirates on Sunday, right? This was June 21st. Yeah. Give me a moment here. I just need to grab a drink. I've done so many entries, thousands of entries showing this. For a specific situation, you're always going to get specific numbers, right? And not only that, I'm thinking, again, I'm not saying whether this story is real or not, or a mix of true lies. First and foremost, I'm just noticing the volume, the ratio rate, the patterns. So if you go to slide 4, the last slide, right? Straight away. Right? Straight away. What do you see? Well, if you just look at how many days into the year it is as of the date in question, right? How many days into the year and how many days are remaining? So you've got 172nd day of the year, so 172, 172nd day of the year is the 21st of June. Again, it happened on the Sunday, right? And how many days are remaining? 193. And as you can see on the right hand side, what are the key points in this story? Firing squad, and death penalty. So what are the odds of that? Again, she stabs her boyfriend on the 21st of June. Apparently she's going to be killed, or she might get killed by a firing squad. This is the UK influencer Brooke George, right? And firing squad equals 172, And the day in question is the 172nd day of the year. Days remaining 173. Death penalty equals 193. What? Listen, man. No surprises there. Also note the day in question has a day numerology of 27. Just under the 193, you can see that, 6 at 21. So June 21, right? Add it up, 27. Knife equals 27. Yeah? Also note, the guy that got killed, William Treby, equals 197. Again, knife equals 27 and 45. The 45th prime number is 197. Treby equals 33, the deceased, right? Sunday's the only day that equals to 33. Again, his last name equals 33. William 79 and 34, like murder. Stabbing and stabbing 52, will equals 52, time differ RP 25. Also note we have a numerology on the day of 53, 6 and 21 and 26. 53. TikToker equals 53. We also have a numerology of 19, TikToker 109, drop the 0. Also the day in question has a life lesson of 37. Very important, the life lesson of the day. 6 at 21, at 2 at 0, at 2 at 6 equals 37. Remember the word knife man, the term. I know it's a girl, but you know, knife man equals 37 and 73. If you know above that, you got the numerology of 73. So again, TikToker equals 37. Right? So you got the 53 numerology, life lesson 37, TikToker 53, 37. You got the 19 in there as well, TikToker 109, TikTok influencer 193. Remember, death penalty 193, like how many days are remaining of the year? 193 days. TikTok 23, she's a 23-year-old. Brooke 33, again, Sunday's the only day that equals 33. Brooke equals 33. Also, it has a numerology of 35, 6 at 21, add 2 at 6 equals 35. Dubai equals 35, 19, and 37. Again, the life lesson 37. I forgot to dot knife man 37, but you can see it anyway. 37 in dark blue, and then you got the 73 as well. Yeah? I mean, what are the odds? Bill equals 73 and 17 and 35. I forgot to dot the 35. Excuse me. Yeah? Are you seeing this? Again, the day had the perfect recipe for this to go down. Now imagine if they knew numerology. Maybe it should have been like, oh shit. I mean, I know things can happen in the heat of the moment or whatever the case, how it went down, you know? Anyway, stabs 53, 17, stabs 25 to go with will 25. Again, time differ IP 25. Again, Bill 73 and 17. Again, Bill 35, like Dubai. I mean, I don't get how this just gets overlooked. Bill Treby 61. Stabs equals 61. So yeah, we'll make this one, leave it short and sweet. Again, excuse me, there was a couple of dots that I should have put it in there, but I forgot to put them in. But again, what are the odds of this?